This is National Native News. I'm Antonia Gonzalez. A lawyer from the Native American Rights Fund says the Keystone XL Pipeline is on hold and another lawsuit against it has started. Matt Campbell gave an update this week at the Ochete-Chacoin Treaty Conference held in Rapid City, South Dakota. Victoria Wicks has more.
A Montana federal judge has halted pipeline construction while TransCanada updates its application to the State Department to build over the U.S.-Canada border. That's the outcome of two lawsuits filed last year by environmentalists and tribes. The judge ruled last month that the information TransCanada provided to reapply for a permit was outdated, and some of it is demonstrably wrong. Earlier this month, TransCanada asked to continue with pre-construction activities, but the judge ruled against any work that involves moving dirt. That's a welcome ruling for Matt Campbell with the Native American Rights Fund.
We're very excited about that ruling because it does halt construction and it will protect the important resources that are within the Rosebud and Fort Belknap's traditional areas.
Campbell is representing Rosebud and Fort Belknap in another suit in the same court. That case has just started, and it challenges the State Department's decision to issue a permit. Campbell says the department, as a federal entity, must consider the damages the pipeline might cause on trust land, including water pollution and destruction of historical and cultural properties.
The pipeline is going to be traversing through Rosebud's historical reservation boundaries, and it will be running either adjacent or over trust land or fee land either owned by the tribe or tribal members.
The complaint charges that TransCanada has not clearly told the tribe where the pipeline runs through an area dotted with federally protected lands. Campbell says TransCanada should have to apply to the Rosebud Sioux tribe for a permit. For National Native News, I'm Victoria Wicks in Rapid City, South Dakota.
U.S. Senator Martin Heinrich and Native women advocates are calling for the reauthorization of the Violence Against Women Act, which is set to expire this month. Heinrich says the law, last reauthorized in 2013, needs expansions.
We need to authorize more resources for preventing domestic violence and sexual violence. We need to improve the enforcement of protective orders to protect brave individuals who have come to the courts for help. A future VAWA should provide victims of abuse and violence with safe housing and economic stability programs to help them get back on their feet. And finally, we should continue the steps we have taken to protect Native American women and girls who face appalling levels of violence, exploitation, and murder.
Delana Otherbull, executive director of the Coalition to Stop Violence Against Native Women, says the legislation has been key for advocates, but without continued funding, victim services will suffer.
It's a challenge that we face within our communities when no funding is available. So without having funding that comes through VAWA, many of our communities would potentially lack the tribal programs needed to support, respond to, and provide services to our Native women victims of domestic violence.
Heinrich says the Violence Against Women Act has reduced domestic violence by funding programs that protect women and children, adding that the 2013 bipartisan reauthorization extended protections to Indian country and to gay and immigrant communities. It's set to expire on December 21st. Meanwhile, some tribal bills passed the Senate this week involving rights of way in Arizona, homeland restoration in Minnesota, and allotted land in Oklahoma. The Senate also passed a resolution commemorating the 40th anniversary of the Indian Child Welfare Act. The resolution and land bills now head to the House and the other to President Trump for a signature. I'm Antonia Gonzalez.
National Native News is produced at the Annenberg National Native Voice Studios by Kawanak Broadcast Corporation. Funding is by Odawi Law Group, provider of Indian law solutions, and by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, with support from the Public Radio Satellite System.
Support by Amarant Media Group, offering compelling and entertaining films, TV series, and documentaries about the indigenous peoples from around the world. We are honored to share their cultures, traditions, and stories online with a no-charge trial at nativeflix.com. Support by the Sisseton, Wahpeton, Oyate Tribes, Dakota Western Corporation, and SWO Plastics. Commercial strength trash bags from 3 to 65 gallons for industrial use by casinos, the IHS, and more. DakotaWesternCorp.com.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.